Hello everyone, welcome back to Stokes Family Ranch. I am Lonnie Stokes and welcome to our little farmhouse in the middle of the pasture. We love it. There's a little tiny clip of when we were talking to the bank and paid our house off. You don't want to see the whole thing, but here it is. We're so excited.
We're debt free, baby. Let's go. That's it. We done.
Oh, baby pigs are all cute until they mess up my flower beds. They're getting in there, laying in the mud. It's not good. Look at this mess. Little stinkers. We have found a home for the two boys. They will be gone. You dirty.
It was.
Never know who's going to show up on our front porch. Mess up my flowers. What do you do? We're going to need a bath tonight too. What happened?
Got bit.
Ugh.
Incidental biting.
By Hagrid.
Got my hand too close to the okra.
How bad is it?
I'll just peel the skin back a little bit.
Okay, the last two babies go on to their new home. We just sold our last two baby pigs to a family. They said they have two sows and they're gonna raise up these boars. They'd like to have babies, so we're excited for them. They seem like a sweet family. And we are back to just our two mom and daddy pigs. So back to a little bit simpler of life, and they won't be tearing up my flower beds anymore. But anything else?
No.
Oh, I'm a summer girl, but I love fall. It's coming down. Okay, so it's time to decorate for fall. I just respray painted my pumpkins. You wanna grab those? Don't let them touch you though. I just spray painted them, and then I need to do the tops brown again.
You got brown spray paint?
Okay, got my fall stuff set up. I'm gonna go get some brown spray paint, work on that. And I need to borrow my dad's sander so I can sand that down and get started on my church pew soon. Might be next weekend. Come here. I think you got a sticker on you. Look, that was on you. Welcome to our little farmhouse in the middle of the pasture. We love it. We have been here for 13 years now, and we built it on an Oklahoma teaching salary. At the time, a starting teacher made $30,000 a year, and then on top of that was a little bit of a coaching stipend. He was assistant coach, so Dan maybe made $34,000 a year. Maybe. I think we were at 32. But we're gonna tell you a little bit about that and give you a little farmhouse tour. Come inside. Right down there is Derek and Katie's house. See Livy on the swing down there. Derek's mowing. And then, alright, Phil and Diana live right next door. There's the pavilion and the barn. We put our house right here in the middle of the field. Right down there is Derek and Katie's house with stoked living. Livy on the swing down there. Derek's mowing. And then, sorry, Phil and Diana live right next door. There's the pavilion and the barn. We put our house right here in the middle of the field. We've got all ready to go for fall. This is coming in our front door. We did all the sheetrock ourselves. We did not mud and tape it. We had help on that. Here's my dining room table. Actually, my high school shop teacher built that. This is our grandmother clock. My Dan's grandpa built that. I've got this hanging on it, but it's beautiful. He did a great job. Dan built my shelves over here. A lot of the stuff, decor-wise, my mom runs an estate sale business, so like that came from one of her estate sales. We've got our fall stuff up. If you come in, so we're coming in the front door. You look this way. It's Tab and Titus's rooms and restroom. And then we've got our living room. And we started out over here, a breakfast nook, and we took that out because we'd rather sit at the dining table and use it all the time. So then just made this into a sitting area. This was actually, this buffet cabinet was one of my aunt and uncle's. They had it, and my mom and I refinished it, painted it. And there's the kitchen, where all the apple butter making takes place. A lot of the stuff up here above the cabinets is also from family heirlooms. Like that was my great grandma's. That washboard was a great grandma's. These were Dan's grandma's, and then this over here, his grandpa worked for the forestry department, and that was his water jug he took. That was my grandma's canning thing. So anyways, lots of our decorating, the things I used came from, are reused. These canisters, that was my great grandma's. She actually made them. She was into painting, pottery, and all that. And then back here, oh, the laundry room door is open. Don't look at my dirty laundry. This door goes upstairs. We had a bonus room that we finished out later after we built the house. And then this goes out to our garage. It's just a normal garage. And then right in through here, you get to our bedroom. Oh, let me show you this. This is one of my favorite things. This is our travel board. So every time we take the kids somewhere, we put a little pin on there, and then we try to display the different vacations. So this is our bedroom. It goes into the master bath. We do live here, so ignore our cluttered countertop. This is we have a walk-in shower. This is the water closet, and then we have our clothes closet right there. So our toilet room back here. But my brother, at the time we built this, he did tile work. So him and a friend of ours did the tile for us, added a little bench in there. Can't really see it. It's just a shower. It's not anything fancy, but they did all the tile, helped do all the tile work. And then this is that door that goes straight into the laundry room, and we love it. So Dan can come straight in the back door through the laundry room, get rid of all the working cows' clothes, whatever they've been doing, and then come straight in and get the shower. So this was one of the best things that we ever did, because he doesn't have to walk through on the carpet and track through all kinds of stuff. He can just come through laundry room, come straight in. I was brave enough to try this white comforter. I love all the white farmhouses, but that's unrealistic for us. I don't want to say we're dirty people, because we are not dirty people. Dan built this. This was out of old barn wood at his grandpa's place, but this is facing the wall in our bedroom. We only have 2 TVs in the house. We do have one in the garage that we use for working out and stuff, but anyways, I would love to do all the white farmhouse because it is pretty, but for us, it's kind of messy. We would have like this wall right here, for instance. It was repainted, and these doors multiple times before we were even here a year, because this was where all the little hands would come. So this came out of my grandpa's barn. My mom had this idea. So we put this tin, kind of like a chair rail here, and then it's all back here. We don't need it back here as much anymore now that this is not our breakfast nook. But these 2 areas used to be really high traffic, and they were constantly dirty. So I was constantly repainting those. And our walls are not white. See, look right here. Already needs painted again. But when you live out in the farm, you get dirty. So a cute white farmhouse just was not going to work for us. And this is old barnwood too that we use. Stairs, it's just a bonus room. We actually do have a bunk bed and a queen size bed up there, and then the other side is just open space for friends when they come visit. They can stay up there, and family, and then we still have like toys for when different family members come over and they have little ones. Okay, back here we just come through the back door. This is our back porch, and we didn't always have a back porch. So in 2015 we added this slab on, and then in 2020, before all the prices went insane, we added that slab and covered it. So it was not covered, it just cut off at the back door, and there was nothing. We weren't real sure what we wanted at the time when we built the house, if we wanted a deck or if we wanted a back porch. So that's this is what we decided on. And then these beams, and there's a big heavy beam here for support. The plan is to push this wall back or make it into another room, like a living space, and open this up. We're not real sure yet, so probably take us about 5 years. We do everything in about 5-year increments. So we're on 3, so we better start figuring it out, I guess. No, we're not sure. So right now we're just enjoying having a big back porch. It's kind of nice. This goes into our garage. Dan built this kind of cover up the air conditioning. And then over here, leftover brick, he made our fire pit. All our furniture came from mostly Mom's estate sales. Katie and Derek gave us that. That was a Christmas present from Phil and Diana. And Dan built us our little swings. We've gone to Mexico several times, and I loved those swings that they have there. So he built me some of those. One dumped me out last week.
Yep, bucked her off.
We got it fixed. I think I'm good. That's why it's sitting up so high now. But that's kind of our little home tour. I'll walk out here and show you what it looks like on the back. So they added on to the roof line. I don't know if you can see it very good. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So yeah, we added on to the roof line, and we actually, that part we hired out. We did the first slab by ourselves, the back porch slab, Dan and the kids, and well, I helped dig the hole too, some, and then this slab we hired out, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a local contractor.
Yeah, and then a local contractor added the roof on too. We don't want to mess that part up. But everything else, so when we moved here 13 years ago, we were in Tulsa area, just south of Tulsa, in a suburb, in a neighborhood. It was actually where I grew up, in Bixby, Oklahoma, and we had found a house, totally remodeled it, and Dan found out real fast that he is not a neighborhood guy.
Caged animal.
Yes, he was feeling like a caged animal. I mean, after growing up out here, and then he thought he was a neighborhood guy, but that was not his thing. Lived there, 3 years?
Yep.
I think. And he said, I think I want to go be a teacher and coach. So started that process.
Yeah, I started that adventure. Got to the point where I found out you can't shoot firecrackers in your backyard. You can't shoot BB guns. They kind of frown on that in city life, so
Yeah,
get me back in the country.
He didn't know. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, out here you could do those things. He quit his job, kind of went out on a limb, and started applying for teaching jobs, and that was, 15 years ago? 16?
Yeah, 16 years probably.
Yeah, and at that time, it was harder to get into education. So he wasn't having much luck. So you applied all over the Tulsa area, didn't you?
Yeah, I was about 3 or 4 schools there in Tulsa. And no leads. Interviewed at a few places, but never got any calls back. So there was a job opened up in my hometown to teach computers and coach some basketball.
Yep. He's teaching with his mama.
Yep.
And getting to come back and coach in his hometown. It was pretty cool. So I came back. Well, we put our house up on the market. Accepted the job here. It sold within days, right? I mean, it was fast. So we don't have tons of housing here. We looked to buy, and we just couldn't on our salary, because at that time I was a stay-at-home mom and he was on teaching salary. So we found a rent house and remodeled it and moved into it, and I'll show you a little clip of it here in a second. And then it was pretty rough because there was
terrible.
Zero insulation. It was real old windows. You could hear every cow moo, every thunderstorm. I was like, man, we are having really bad storms this year. And Dan was like, no, there's just no insulation and the windows are bad, so it sounds extra like we're in it. So we were like, we got to do something. We've either got to move back to Tulsa or we got to find a house. And that's when we decided we were going to stay around here and we were going to build. So Phil and Diana deeded us 20 acres, Dan's parents, and we priced every single thing, and we're like, okay, we can do this, and with this budget, and we can come in under $100,000. And what is our house? 2,000 square feet?
I think it's about 2,500.
Okay, so we are not framers, we are not construction people, but we're like, we can do this. My dad knows lots about construction, my grandpa's, and so did Dan's dad and grandpa. So we're like, all right, let's do this. So we hired out the plumbing, the slab, and
The brick.
The brick, yes. And we did not mud and tape it, but we did all the framing, sheetrock, painting, staining, the roof. They even did all the trusses on their own. We, at the time...
No, we didn't do the trusses.
Well, you put them in. We didn't build them.
We installed them. Yeah, we had them built.
And at the time, we did a lot of things to save money. So we stained our concrete floors instead of putting any kind of flooring down. Now we have flooring. We did that about 5 years ago, probably, maybe 4. We had stained concrete all the way up until then. And then we didn't have anything on the back porch, so we saved up and added that on. So we did every little thing that we could ourselves and saved and just did the best we could. And then we got to the point where we had been doing Dave Ramsey's plan our entire marriage.
Yeah, I saw a video of him in college and got turned on to him, and so it was since college, I think.
Yeah, and Dan's his parents were big into Dave Ramsey, and they really pushed that. And then they taught it actually at our church. Cassie and Gary Walker teach it at our church now. And I think your mom and dad do once in a while, but for the most part, I think Cassie and Gary teach it. But we went through the class, so we had gone through all of his stuff, and then when we moved here, we went through his class with other people at church too. And we did the best we could at it, and we're putting we were living below our means for sure. We had no internet, no cable, all that stuff. And we decided we couldn't save anymore because teaching in Oklahoma at the time, I mean, it's a better pay now, but at the time was really bad. And it was just one teacher salary and coach. So we decided that we had an income problem. We were like, why are we not able to save any money? And you're like, well, Dave Ramsey would say it was an income problem, not a saving problem.
Yeah, we were really good savers.
Yes.
We just didn't make enough money to save.
Yeah, and we did great about living below our means. So I went back to work, and we started funneling all of my paycheck to savings and to the house. And then when Dan got a pay raise, we kept funneling that all to the house too. So then Oklahoma gave a pay raise again about 6 years ago. And we still kept just staying and living below our means. So we don't have, like, our TVs are old. We bought a lot of our stuff at estate sales. What else do we do?
Our vehicles aren't brand new.
No, and we paid cash for them. We've never bought a brand new vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty much. So took us 13 years of just putting as much as we could. We did put aside for vacation.
We do go on vacations.
Vacation's important to me. I want to have memories with our kids. So we do have fun and do some fun things, but we tried to be smart about it and how we did it. And just funneled as much as we could to our mortgage. We also put in towards college funds and to retirement. And we have our emergency fund, 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months of expenses.
Yes. So if something were to happen to one of us or just whatever, we have that there. So that's about.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
No, and really, the older we get, the more we're like, we don't need all that fancy stuff. Like, I don't care about new TVs or...
Need new shoes, though.
We do like new shoes. We like shoes. Shoes are a big deal. We like our animals. We like living on farm life. But as far as just stuff, we don't really... Electronics aren't our thing. You know, vacations, I guess, are our biggest thing. Hanging with our kids and family, stuff like that. That's probably where we do like to save for that. But we did all kinds of extra things to make money over the years, like babysitting, and I cleaned some houses. I even decorated Christmas trees for people for a while. You reffed and umped. Did you ump?
No, I just ripped basketball. Mowed yards.
I sold pies for a while. Just anything, using your resources, and whatever can make a little extra money, we did it. And that's what got us here. So I know not everybody has the resources to just build your own house, but there's things that you can do to help save. You can contract your own house out. I mean, it might take a little time and take some research. Dan's watching some football.
Multitasking.
He's multitasking. It's Saturday, college football day.
Deion Sanders is the head coach, so I'm curious to see if he's any good or not. So.
Yeah, it's caught his interest. Anyways, but our advice is persevere, hang in there. We've been married 19 years, and this is the first time I think we've been totally debt free, right?
In our marriage, yeah.
So, and it feels pretty good. It's nice.
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Wednesday, I think, was our first paycheck since we paid off the house, and we put it into savings. But it felt pretty good to
Felt amazing
to decide what we are going to do with that check and where it's going to go. I mean, we still have insurances and taxes and all that kind of thing, but we don't have any loans. So it feels great, and we're excited. And sometimes it feels daunting and overwhelming, and you're like, I'm never going to get there. You will. Hang in there, and it is worth it. As Dave Ramsey says, you want to live like no one else so that one day you can live like no one else. We wanted to change our family tree and to live in freedom, and that's we're on track for that, and it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. We're excited about the next chapter.
Yes. So that's our story in a nutshell. Education was not the spot that we thought we would end up, but it's where God has put us, and we love it, and we tell our students all the time. We know that Oklahoma has a bad reputation for pay and teachers, and we are living proof that you can do it on not a lot of money. You know what we forgot to mention helped in our financial freedom is cattle and June and Rex. They have played a huge part. The blessing that we have been given is not beyond us. The Lord has been good to us. We have great family. We have great friends that helped us build this house, that came and worked tirelessly, and we know that everybody does not have that. We were each gifted. When I say each, Dan's brothers, his family would gift us a beef. So we could have our freezer full. We could, when we moved here, we could have one to help work and to help do the things with the cattle, and that would be ours. And then Phil, my father-in-law, named ours and Katie and Derek's the beef that we had. It was a mama cow, and the plan was that she would have a baby every year. The baby would get old enough, we'd sell the baby, and that's what we would use to buy our propane for the winter. So that for years, Stoked Living's crew and our crew had a calf for that and buy our propane, or we'd use a little bit extra of it for school clothes, whatever we needed, because Katie was a stay-at-home mom at that time too. And then we bought June and Rex. A friend of ours gave us June, and our beautiful June, and this is why she's so dear to my heart. And then we saved up and we bought Rex, and we bred them. And they are very spoiled little puppies. They get to do whatever they want on this farm. But they had a few litters of babies, and we sold them for under, because we didn't get them registered or anything, because they are just our pets, and we love them. and we used that money from the puppies for vacations for several years, so, or to pay on the car payment or whatever at that time. So that, they need to be mentioned in there as well, and how great they are. Very first thing we do is take our 10% off of the top of everything, and that goes straight back into our church and goes to the Lord. We always pay our tithes, no matter how broke we were. At one point, we were only making $18,000 a year when I quit working and to be a stay-at-home mom, and we still were paying our tithes first, even when we were thinking, are we going to be able to eat this month? We did that before anything else. So I just can't help but think, and it makes me want to cry, but God is good and He's faithful, and He is always going to be faithful to you. He cares more about you than He does the animals and the fish of the sea, and He knows the hairs on your head. He knows the struggles you're going through. So you give Him that first 10%, and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, how did we even do that? And He'll take care of you. If you want it, and you want that financial freedom, you can do it. Oh.
Yeah, you can. Keep it simple.
Yes.
So.
And maybe we'll tell you one of these days how we ended up in education and how God has kept us here. We'll share that story. But our Pirates did great this week.
Got the dub.
Yes. Our football team won. Our volleyball team struggled a little bit this weekend, but that's all right. It's a learning experience. Did we have? Oh, Mays County Fair. So our little county fair is going on right now. So lots of our students are there. We've been over there watching them, and they're doing great. Our kids don't show anymore. They used to, but they've kind of gone more the sports direction, and they're more into that. And that's
softball's in Branson.
Yeah, our softball team's in Branson, Missouri. So we did not make it to those games. That's about 3 hours from us. But we made it to the football, volleyball, made it over to the fair. So it's been a busy week for our students. So we've been out visiting with them. We hope you guys enjoyed the house tour and just a little bit of our story, and we will be seeing you soon. We're going to go pick some more apples. Have a great Saturday. God bless.